use Bitcoin to kind of time when our alts are going to start bottoming out. Okay, so let's use Bitcoin Cash as a good example because it's just had an insane bounce and it's within a potential buy zone that I'm looking for. So what we're going to find is that when we're in this area, you'll have this three-wave retrace that I'm expecting for Bitcoin. So my thought is that Bitcoin is here now. Okay, I'm expecting Bitcoin to do something like this, give you a little bit of a relief, and then from that point, smash down your hopes again. That's where I'm thinking Bitcoin is. And it's at that stage where the alts, okay, when Bitcoin does this, that Bitcoin Cash is now done, when the alts will be then sitting over here somewhere, holding strong, which means at that stage, that is when this dominance finally starts breaking down. Okay, so we need to see that Bitcoin now gets into that stressed zone, needs to go make a lower low, sweep a few more people, and hopefully by then the alts would have been so exhausted from all the selling pressure that it's literally reached the point where everybody's saying, come on, man, I cannot sell this for any cheaper. I will not sell this for any cheaper. And it's only once that is, the entire market will probably then agree that wherever your alt is at that stage is cheap because Bitcoin is going up from there. And then when Bitcoin starts rising, the dominance should start falling consistently and we should start seeing these coins outperform. Have a look at a few interesting TA things before we go over to the comment section and I go and look at your answers or your questions. I see there's already a few questions being posed at me. Okay, so simple, the way that I'm looking at this is I am looking at this is my low, this is the first set of waves, and I'm looking at this as my initial retrace. Okay, this was a really painful flush. From that point onwards, the market ran. So then I'm looking at this as a set of waves, and we're busy doing this. We're busy creating the correction, which means that any low that I would be comfortable buying, I would consider whatever the RSI has in this zone in relation to wherever the RSI is in that zone on a higher time frame, on a weekly time frame, so that I can see whether there is divergence. And at the moment, this 13% that we've got that Bitcoin is retracing, you can see that it's lifting that weekly pivot point. So let's say the end of the week we close at around $57,000 of BTC. Then there won't be any hidden bullish divergence. It will just be weak bullish divergence for that. And that then just further cements in the fact that the market then at this stage is not overstressed enough. It needs more pain. It needs more stress. And it's probably then when we're going to see another shake of a lower low. Okay, quickly take a step back. This is a 20, this is a 100, and this is a 200. So if I want to look at this thing from a long-term point of view, long-term bullish trends will have all these lines in the correct sequence, meaning 20 above the 100, above the 200. And where we are now, we are not even there yet, coming off the previous bear market correction. Now, this is Bybit's price action and the perpetual contract. So if I were to switch this to, say, Bitcoin Bitfinex, you'll see a little bit more of the moving averages. So let me just do that for you guys so you can see what I mean. That is long-term harmony. So where we're at the moment, and let's just do this, we're still trying to figure ourselves out. We're not quite sure where we want to be. Okay. Now, be it momentum above this, be it whatever the case, the fact that there's lines overlapping and not ready yet, it just tells us that we're going to have to spend more time in this confusion state before the market's going to really start moving. When we look at price from halving to halving and we put a time-based fib on them, to kind of identify where we are, you can see that around the 38.2 price value, 38.2, and the 618, you typically get your highs and your lows. Okay, that's typically where the market highs and lows are. Okay, in previous bull cycle as well. So if that is the case, because we've only crossed into the blue zone now. There's still a little bit of chop that needs to kind of resolve itself. And if we look at when we typically within that blue zone, when we start running, it's roughly halfway in. Okay, let's do this. Halfway in, then we really start running. So we're still a good few months off, probably until November, even December this year, before the real move starts kicking in. Now, guys, the danger here is if I'm wrong and the market starts running away, how do I combat that? Because, I mean, with this picture, I'm giving you a very clear line and say, well, you can actually bugger off until November and then come back and then buy whatever is on special. And the problem, and that's why, and the reason why I'm saying that, but I'm also here every day, is because I am going to take this level by level. Although I'm expecting this kind of moves, and I'm expecting the market to hurt for the next 6 months, okay, 5 months. If something were to happen, a news event, a catalyst of some sorts, that will switch the general sentiment around, we might find that the market is just going to then go and make a higher high. And then I want to be in enough, early enough, so that I can act responsively and get my ass in on the market, because at the moment I'm not deploying any capital. Okay, I'll be live trading in the Discord as usual. So I tend to share my screen. So there's that's where you're gonna get me if the market allows for it. So we're currently trying to look for a short. You can't leverage this. That's 8% price action. Looking for our next trade. Yesterday's short didn't really do well, so we stopped out at break even. So nobody made money trading this week in the Discord. Well, if they followed me, they haven't made any money. So I'm still looking for something around that area. So you're more than welcome to join me tomorrow should you want to. And that's it, guys. And otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday. You have a lovely day. And as always, guys, keep hustling, my friends.
I'll keep hustling.
Subscribe now.